Good evening, race fans, and welcome to Atlanta Motor Speedway. Tonight's sight of excitement here for the Blazing Pedals NextGen Series 196 laps. Gonna be the deal here tonight. Strap in, it's gonna be a good one. Tanner Mars got some information that he picked up earlier before going live, and well, let's just say it's going to be interesting tonight.
That it is, Chris. That it is. A lot of laps here tonight. Stages coming back. Lap 51, lap 102. These drivers are already hitting into qualifying now. They are in for a doozy, I do believe, here tonight at Hot Atlanta.
Hot Atlanta it is, and 89 degrees is the current temperature outside, but like you said, qualifying already underway. Let's find out who's going to have it here tonight. So far, Jason Bauer on top of the speed charts. Don Kilroy, Chris Berg, your top three. They've all completed at least a lap, getting ready to finish up their second lap. Jason Bauer heading into 3 and 4 in that 9 machine. Amanda Sherman, second fastest right now. She has had a very, very good practice. If she can keep it up, look out for that 8 car here tonight. Bauer across to the start finish line. Dalton does it just a little bit quicker. Dalton Kilroy, a 31.28, 31.27. And oh man, it is just changing back and forth. Look at this. Jamie Walker now on the pole. Corey Sherman out there has already completed his. How about Alex Harris? Alex Harris finishing up his second lap. Right now, 10th quickest. Across the start finish line he goes. All the way up to 4th quickest. Zimmy, Brian Zimmerman. That classic, number 28. That thing looks so good. Brian Zimmerman. 13th quickest on his first lap. Fred Thompson, 12th quickest on his first lap. Fred is continuing the momentum from last week.
Absolutely. Had the fastest lap of the race last week. We learned that on Race Chatter on Saturday night. And check us out this week for Race Chatter. May have tonight's race winner in there. You never know. As Jamie Walker currently holding down the top spot. But look at everybody right there on top of each other in regards to time.
How about last year's winner right here at Atlanta, Kyle Wellman? Driving that 42 machine right now, 16th quickest. He's going to have to pick it up here on lap number 2, and he is about to cross the start-finish line, and yeah, he jumps up to 9th quickest, so still a long ways to go on the speed for him. Dave Seats finishing 14th quickest. We got some penalties to go over from last week. We've got big congratulations going out once again to Tom Morosco, securing his first ever win in the inaugural race right here for the season last week at Daytona. So the lone Dutchman out there going through his first lap, getting ready to set up what should be the quicker of the 2 laps. Van Vliet, 20th quickest after his first lap. Ladies and gentlemen, I'm about to make the paints go away for just a second, and they will pop back in. Getting asked to refresh them. We'll see if it helps at all. Van Vliet up to 15th quickest. And yeah, all kinds of stuff happening on the back end here, guys. Bear with us. It's Just the second race of the season. No biggie. Mark Arthur out on track. Mark running his second lap right now in the 12 Barbie machine as he crosses the start finish line, going from 20th to just 17th.
So it's kind of uncharacteristic of the 12. He is due for a good night here tonight. Coming into tonight, he's 23rd in the points. Granted, we're only one race in, right? But they all add up each and every week. So Mark's looking to bounce back after a pretty bad race at Daytona last week.
Yeah, it just seems like some of these guys that waited to go out to qualify are maybe not quite as quick as some of the guys that jumped out in the beginning. It's kind of interesting. Even Rick Thompson, who is normally pretty quick around a track like this, 12th quickest right now. So
that is something interesting to note. The ones that went out earlier are putting down the better lap time. So maybe the sun heating the surface up. I think the track's sitting right at 97 degrees right now. So it's getting warm, but it's going to get warmer as the day goes on for sure.
Yeah, last week's winner, Tom Orozco, put a toe out on track as he is getting ready to start his first lap. Just has to work his way through 3 and 4 down that short front stretch, and into turns 1 and 2 he will go. And speaking of go, the green flag flies for the one of Tom Orozco.
Can he continue the momentum here tonight, Chris? He was a favorite to win it last week and finally got that first elusive career Blazing Pedals win. Can he back it up here tonight? A similar style track, different but similar. I know it's funny to say. Can he?
Yeah, what used to be just a regular 1.5 miles, almost cookie cutter style track has been reworked into, well, it drives more like a super speedway now. These guys hardly ever have to lift. I don't know if they actually have to lift unless they're drafting and don't want to poke into somebody, but yeah, it's we'll see how this one goes.
What I was hearing in practice, they're wide open tonight. Now, like you mentioned, lifting to stay off the guy in front of you, but very minimum lifting. So it might play in Tom Orozco's wheelhouse.
So a little slow and continuing that trend of the later you go out, the slower you are. Tom Orozco clocking in 24th quickest. Very, very unlike him. 2 drivers yet to come out, and I don't think they're gonna. Mike Massengill and Taylor Butcher Benjamin. Butcher Benjamin not able to race last week due to some electrical issues. Hopefully he has those fixed. Hopefully the 10 car is able to get out there this week.
Absolutely, Chris. As first through 25th, 2 10 separating them. So this field is going to be tight tonight. They're going to be right on top of each other. And man, oh man, Atlanta, it is a doozy. It's not very wide, right? Will 3 wide happen? Probably. It's going to be dangerous, though. I'm excited. I am super excited for race number 2 at Atlanta. It's weird how the schedule worked out. 2 super speedways back to back. But man, I'm here for it. I'm excited.
I'm just waiting. Now it's the time that I can't stand, right? It's the time when I don't have anything on track. I'm ready to get this thing going, ready to see what the track is going to do as far as temperature goes as we advance through the session. Because that could actually play a pretty big role in it. During practice, I saw a lot of 2 wide racing, and I couldn't really pick a lane that had a major advantage over the other lane. So this should be entertaining.
It's going to be entertaining for us and stressful for those drivers.
Mark out in chat saying, this car is so boring. And Constance out there. Hi, Constance. Cheering on the 12, of course, of Mark Arthur. And it looks like we are switching over right now. So a very quick take a peek and see what the temperature stands at. Still 89 degrees at this 1.5 mile track. I think we should probably get ready to go ahead and do the grid. It's going to be a good one here tonight. From Atlanta Motor Speedway on the pole, it's going to be the driver of the number 33 out of Speed Mafia. It's John Perkins. To his outside, the 88 of Jamie Walker. Chris Berg going to start in the third spot. Dalton Kilrow starting to his outside, also from MFRD. How about Alex Harris? Going to be starting in the fifth spot. Dustin Ping in sixth. Jason Bauer going to be starting in the seventh position. Mike Hamlin in eighth. Derek Paulson starts inside row number 5, and Jason Powell to his outside in 10th. Corey Sherman going to pick up a 11th starting position with Rick Thompson right to his outside. Brian D is in the 17, going to be starting in the 13th spot. The 99 of Chris Carroll to his outside in 14th. Brad Lawson, Kyle Wellman make up row number 8. Row 9 is going to be David Seitz and Philip Van Vliet starting 19th. Austin Edstrom and Mark Arthur. Starting in the 21st spot tonight, it's going to be Amanda Sherman. And to her outside, it's going to be Brian Zimmerman in the 28th. Larry Bell going to park his 4-car in 23rd position, with Ty Morosco in 24th. Fred Thompson's going to be starting 25th. Mike Massengill 26th. And Taylor Butcher Benjamin going to be starting in the 27th spot. And that's if these guys get out on track. I sure hope they do. That is the grid live here on True Sim Productions from Atlanta.
Looks like Taylor the Butcher Benjamin did not make it to the grid there, Chris. So back-to-back weeks for the Butcher.
You know, it's early on in the season, but starting it with 2 DNFs, or actually DNS, did not start, right? Starting it that way is not what he's looking to do. Hopefully everything's okay with the Butcher. I know his team missed him out on track last week. He was my pick last week. He didn't even show. I mean, come on.
That's what I was going to say. He was your pick. And also note, before we go green, 3 drivers starting from pit road. Larry Bell, Alex C. Harris, Philip Van Fleet. So they got to hustle here. They don't want to lose a lap early.
Yeah, of course, that's due to some altercations that happened on track last week. Because we did not have live race control, we had to kind of revert back to an old rule set, which has these drivers starting from pit road. That should be changing, as we do have race control going tonight. So we'll see how all that settles in as we wait for the green flag. It flies. John Perkins with a great start in his 33.
So here and that Perkins got a black flag for that start.
Oh no, he jumped.
Remember, he got a big launch, didn't he?
He must have jumped before that starting zone. You have to wait for that. And of course, you have a guy like Jamie Walker on your outside, you might be tempted. But Perkins going to fall. Well, he's going to have to come down pit road, I believe, right, for a drive-through?
Oh, race control has cleared that. So that's the perks of having the race control for Mr. John Perkins.
All right.
Just to resume the race up front. That could be race ending this early on. That would be heartbreaking. Get a black this early.
Yeah, it would have been. And with that, Jamie Walker leads the first lap, and he is backing himself up. I think wants to keep himself out of trouble as he is taking the high road, trying to go back into the field all the way to 11th spot so far. Perkins going to lead this one through.
Yeah, the 88 of Walker bailed out right there early. Man, just don't like the intensity happening up front there. We saw it last week, the big one. It can and will happen. So it looks like Jamie Walker going to go towards the back. Got to get away from that.
4 laps down. John Perkins has led 3 of them. He's being followed by Chris Berg and Dustin Ping. Bauer and Derek Poulsen, your top 5. Poulsen is the last driver to be single file. Then it's double file for a couple of rows. Corey Sherman on the inside. On his outside, it's going to be the 41. Well, it was going to be the 41 of Dalton Kilroe. Kilroe finding a little speed and now working his way up through. Kilroe has Mike Hamlin in the 11 right behind him, the 81 of Dustin Ping. They have been looking to join forces up top, and we split them up again. Side-by-side racing here at Atlanta.
That's going to really slow down that inside lane. Look for the outside lane to probably get 2 rows past. Already got clear to the 66. Now the 81 does as well.
Berg and Ping work their way down to the inside groove, and that's going to leave the 41 to the outside, being followed by Mike Hamlin and Brian Dees. Brian Dees in the 17 machine has moved to the outside, trying to catch Mike Hamlin's machine and make that outside go. Corey Sherman sporting the Priority Auto 802 battery machine tonight. Corey, I love it. Thank you. It's actually really cool. Up top, though, Chris Berg continues to lead the way. Lap number 7 at 196. And Berg has a rear bumper of Dustin Ping. Ping helping him along. John Perkins running in that 3rd spot. Perkins moves up to the top. John Perkins with an aggressive move up to the top. He's going to pick up Dalton Kilroe. And let's see if these 2 drivers can get themselves to the front.
That outside lane, it's really organized now. They got a lot of cars to match the inside lane. So see if Perkins and Kilroe can make something happen here.
It's 2 by 2 by 2 by 2 going through turns 3 and 4. Chris Berg leads them down the front stretch. And Berg leads another one, but on the outside, John Perkins has got a huge head of momentum. Perkins launches out towards the race lead now. Half a car. Full car. Just like that. And now the 41 also clear. Dalton Kilroe doing a great job pushing John Perkins. Now, will they move down or are they going to stay up? We're going to find out.
Ooh, Perkins right there in the middle, almost in no man's land. Thought Dalton was going to take him 3 wide there, but thought better of it early in this race. It looked like Perkins wanted to go down, but then came back and just thought against it.
Yeah, lap 10. A little too soon to make that kind of an aggressive move. Let's take a look at our stages tonight. At the end of lap 51, at the end of lap 102 are going to be our 2 stage breaks here tonight. So just 40 laps away already.
Coming up on Larry Bell, number 43, start from pit road. He's going to go down and give the guys all of the track, but he has to try to come up right here. Does the 43, or the 4, excuse me.
Yeah, Bell's got to find a drafting partner, and he may not have done it right there. I don't think he did.
Nope, and that shows just how quick you can lose a draft or lose a lap here. Chris says, now look, 89 of Van Fleet. He's in jeopardy going a lap down, so that means Alex C. Harris has to be in jeopardy as well.
Yeah, Alex Harris, not even in the picture, but I'll tell you what, the 89 doing a great job. He stalls the inside line to try and hold his position. That makes him the first car 1 lap down. Should there be a caution, he would be the lucky dog. And that was a really, really smart move. Heads up driving by the 89 of Philip Van Vliet.
Absolutely, absolutely. And the update on Alex, he has draft help with Kyle Wellman and another car, so he should be okay to not lose a lap here.
Now that other car looks like it's probably Fred Thompson. It is. Thompson lagging back just a little bit. If he can catch those two drivers, the three of them should be able to keep at least enough pace to keep Alex Harris out of trouble. Up front, John Perkins continues to lead the way. Dalton Kilroe, Mike Hamlin doing the job of some pushing. The 17 peeks down to the inside, doesn't take it. Mike Hamlin does. Hamlin in the 11 machine, down low, on track, trying for second spot. Not a lot of help, but it's coming in the form of Derek Paulson. Derek Paulson gets to the back bumper of Hamlin. Mark Arthur right behind Paulson. If you faltered it all last week, you have to try and make it up this week. Yes, only one race done. Only one race worth of points counted. And that could be enough to take you out of the top spot already. So you have to get them all. Every point counts here in the Blazing Pedals.
As I believe that's Mike Hamlin trying to make hay down there on the bottom lane. And it looks like he had a good run going, but those top four, Corey Sherman in tow behind the 17, the 41, and the 33, them boys are fast.
Yeah, the top side is a little bit more organized. Oh, and just like that, it splits up just a little bit. Perkins couldn't decide where he wanted to go. He moved down, and the 41, Dalton Kilroe, was willing to go with him. He moved right back up, but that little bit of a hesitation was enough to bring Hamlin up a car. Well, a car and a half. That inside line has formed up pretty solid now. And it's going to be a little bit on Derek Paulson as far as pushing Hamlin to the front. Oh, Perkins picking that middle line. Oh, and he moves down. And not enough time for the 41 who has been pushing him all this time.
They were working really good together. I was surprised to see the
Oh,
go
boy.
now he's in the middle, no man's land for the 33.
He's in the sucker hole, and you know Dolan wasn't going to give him any help after he left him all on his own. The 33 of Perkins sliding back.
That right there, Chris, that shows just how quick you can go from hero to zero in a matter of a quarter of a lap. Perkins goes from the lead. Now he's back here in the Hornet's Nest fighting with.
Oh, man, we're three wide. God dang it. Almost four wide. Mark Arthur was looking to try and do it. There's not enough room on those corners. Don't do it, Mark. Oh, man.
You boys got to be careful because Mark's not really riding that line either. This track is not wide enough for that for much longer, I would not think.
We're 20 laps in. These guys are racing like it's the last lap already, going for the win. And here it is, a sixth place position they're battling for. Perkins finally settles it in. And on the top side, Ty Marosco has a little bit of help in teammate Austin Edstrom. Edstrom in the 87, making his debut this season.
Ty Marosco up 18 spots since we dropped the green flag here, Chris. That is insane.
Yeah, he's pushing.
Making 19. He's still going forward.
He said last week in the post race, if you recall, I've got my win. The pressure's off. Now let's see if I can get some more. And man, I don't have any doubts. I think he's capable to put himself in a position to lock down a couple more wins here this season. A hell of a push.
Whoa.
Oh no! Oh! Big time checkups. But we continue as Ty finds himself right in the middle of Perkins and teammate Derek Paulson. And man,
the sucker hole, as you called it, man, oh man, they were pushing and shoving there, Chris.
Early on heart attack, thank you very much. Dalton Kilroe leads the way. Teammate Brian Dees right behind him, along with Corey Sherman. Sherman drops it down to the inside. Corey Sherman looking on the inside. He doesn't have any help at all down there. And you know those MFRD guys are going to stick together. Now Perkins catches the rear bumper of the 3 car, trying to form up that bottom lane.
When Corey dropped, I saw that was going to allow the top 4 to be all MFRD drivers. So now the inside lane, you know the top 4 is going to stay together. You got to really work now to try to get around them.
Yeah, those top 4 drivers can do anything they want right now. If they want to go to the low side, they can. If they want to stay up top, they can. There's going to be very little anybody can do about that until it gets broken up some. Mike Hamlin right on the back bumper of Ty Morosco, and Hamlin may be the first car to be able to break this up a little bit. While I'm saying that, I'm noticing the car right behind him is Austin Edstrom. Guess what? He's another MFRD driver.
Yep.
So Austin may be looking to join the MFRD parade. Lori is checking in chat. Lori, I hope you're having a great night.
Yes. Hi, Miss Lori. Hi, Miss Connie. Thank you for tuning in as always. Folks, if you're watching on Viewerland, hit the thumbs up button. Helps a ton here at True Sim Productions. We sure do appreciate it.
Want to go ahead and thank our title sponsor, Ohio and Indiana Roofing, our halfway leader sponsor, Blackhawk Motorsports. Got to thank Butt Kicker for the special events races that we'll be doing throughout the year, along with 5 Kings Motorsports for throwing up practice sessions before the actual race to get these guys motivated and ready to go. Got to thank Michael Falk Racing Designs for the Pole Award. And, of course, Priority Auto for providing communications here for the Blazing Pedals. Hopefully we're looking good and we're sounding good here tonight. We got Jonathan out there calling out for Zimmy. Brian Zimmerman right now riding in the 16th spot, up 6 positions. He's part of the second group that's kind of forming up behind Jamie Walker. Walker led the first lap.
Yeah, you can see the pack out in front of Walker. I was curious. I was actually sitting here watching this before we started showing it. I'm wondering if they can actually track down that lead pack. I think that lead pack is a little bit more organized and overall more cars. I think they're going to have a little bit more pace.
Yeah, I think these guys are, well, I'm guessing that they think there's going to be trouble up top, and there almost was, and they don't want to be a part of it. Remember, 2 spots you can be that are pretty safe on track. Absolutely first and absolutely last. Anything in between is the danger zone. MFRD continues to march around the track, 31 laps down now. Austin Edstrom moves down to the inside. He's going to pick up a little help from Corey Sherman. And that inside lane starting to move now.
It's starting to inch closer and closer, getting to that front row.
Corey, you saw the 3 car kind of not exactly behind the bumper, maybe trying to stick the nose out into some clean air to keep that Toyota Camry motor nice and cool here at Hot Atlanta. A tough thing to do. Dalton Kilroe continues to lead the way. Brian Dees, Derek Paulson, your top 3. Ty Morosco. Ooh, a little bit of electrical issue there from Ty Morosco as I saw him blink a couple of times, but Austin Edstrom moving up on the inside with a little bit of help from Corey Sherman and Mark Arthur. Mark Arthur up 10 spots himself, so a good run out of the 12 car so far. And he needs it, right? I mean, didn't have a great finish last week.
Ooh, contact between Edstrom and the 11 of Hamlin. That was a big moment for the 87 Edgeham. Big time save out of that driver.
Yep, time to gather it back up, get your confidence back up, and squeeze that gas pedal down. Oh, look at that, Rick Thompson. He's not lacking for a little bit of testicular fortitude tonight as he drops down hard in front of the 87. I like it. Getting a little aggressive, getting a little choppy already here on lap 34. I like it.
That was a move, but that may allow that bottom row to really inch forward quick now. As Edgeham right down the back bumper of the 76. Got to be careful shoving to the tri-oval right there. Or quad oval.
Yeah, doing a really good job, though, as Edstrom let off at exactly the right time. Really allows Rick Thompson to get through those corners without any interruption. Now I'd like to see him right back on that thing. Rick Thompson trying to hold on to it. He got a little bit loose coming out of the corner.
He did. And I see the 99 of Chris Carroll right there. You're somebody like Chris, you come out and you're always up to the front and winning a lot. It can be frustrating at a place like this because look where he's at. He's in a box right now. He don't really have a whole lot of options on where to go. You can always go backwards, but it's really hard to go forward here at a track like Atlanta. It's just not wide enough. So you got to pick your spots wisely here.
Yeah, and when you have a move, you have to take the move. You can't just hang. You've got to go. Speaking of going.
Last week here, we raced here. I said, you can't be half pregnant here. You got to be full-blown pregnant. Yeah. You got to make the move and just commit.
Yeah, you either got to be in the delivery room or at home. One or the other. But, yeah, getting back to it. Speaking of moving, how about that 76 Rick Thompson has caught the front row, or has made a front row, I guess, with Dalton Kilrow. Austin Edstrom is doing a fantastic job pushing the 76 car and with it the entire bottom line.
So now this team of MFRD, the top four on the high side, they may have to make a decision here. If they can get Dalton, maybe the Soul Stealer Ryan D's clear once again, you might see them two dip down low.
Well, either that or Edstrom's going to push the 76 so much and so hard that he's going to be able to slide up into the top row. Then there'll be 5 cars. It makes a difference. Having a big team like this at a track like this makes a huge difference. MFRD showing the way.
It is everything, Chris. It's great to have friends at a place like this.
Will it be another MFRD driver to click his way into the championship tonight? Or will it be somebody else? We've got a long ways to go, 156 laps still to determine how that's going to go. But 11 laps until the first scheduled caution.
Dalton Kilrow and company back out to a commanding lead with that outside lane. And now, Chris, you got to start thinking, if you're one of these drivers, about stage points. In about 10 laps, you're going to be offering 10 bonus points up. So you might see the intensity start to ramp up just a little bit here.
Yeah, you're going to have to. I mean, there's no question about it. It's going to be go time. And honestly, it should be go time right about now. You have 9-10 laps before that caution falls, and it takes a minute to make a move here. It's not a quick place to make passes. You've talked about that. If these guys need to go, they need to go now.
Absolutely. If you're somebody like Mark Arthur, Chris Carroll back here basically in a box, and I said, you got to start thinking about the moves you can make.
Mark Arthur right now being scored 10th spot. So even he's got to go a little harder. Oh, Chris Carroll with a great move down to the inside. Carroll slides it in front of Rick Thompson.
Chris Carroll going up there to grab a few stage points if he can. Hell of a move out of the 99 right there to get down.
9th to 5th, just like that. Now we still have a little bit of a ways to go before that stage caution. Chris Carroll now sets himself up on the inside. If he and Rick Thompson can work well together, they should be able to move to the front. Thompson with a hellacious run, gets right to the back bumper, gives a nice push. Really, really good push out of Rick Thompson. And here comes Chris Carroll.
Ooh, Dalton was really high on corner exit right there. That kind of checked up the outside lane.
Yeah, I think
So Chris Carroll to move up a little bit.
some of the handling might be starting to go away a little bit on these cars. 45
that's
laps
a lot of
in.
laps in iRacing. 50
It
laps.
is.
So track's really hot. Let's see if I can get an update on the track temp for you real quick. The track is currently sitting at 99 degrees, so it's gotten hotter.
Oh, it always does here at Aldana. That's going to make these cars a little
John
loosey.
Perkins, all three wide back here with Dave Seats, Austin Edstrom. These boys are racing now for some points. There's some points on the line here for them. They know it.
Yeah, 5 laps to go before the stage caution comes out. And I expect to see it get a little bit more chippy as we start getting closer and closer to that.
It is. Driver comms are getting chippy. So intensity's definitely there. It's climbing.
Rick
This
Thompson.
is inside lane, excuse me.
No, you're probably gonna go right where I was going, the inside lane. Rick Thompson and Chris Carroll leading the way, but some of these other drivers really need to tighten it up a little bit in order to try and push themselves forward. Driver, we haven't.
That's exactly where I was going. That inside lane looked like it was working pretty good.
Oh, look out! Mark Arthur slides in. He grabs a hold of one. They go around. Caution coming out. Oh boy. I believe Mark Arthur got in it with Austin Edstrom. Well, for the first time tonight, let's go back and take a peek to see what happened here, because it was brutally quick.
You know how close Perkins was. Man, oh man, some torn up race cars there, Chris.
Yeah, and unfortunately, the 89, who had to start from pit road, Philip Van Vliet, he was a part of it. A great move out of the 9 car. Jason Bauer to keep out of it. That was really, really well done. Let's go back and take a look at this one more time. Looks like Arthur had a really good run. And, oh boy. I'm pretty sure I heard a motor go. And that might be the motor of Mark Arthur. Mark Arthur may be done for the night, as the 12 car has no power.
The motor did let go out of the 12. So heartbreak for the 12, Miss Connie, Lori. I know they love watching this. That was a tough lick in front of that Ford Mustang.
Well, that is certainly not the way Mark wanted to start this season.
And remember, Chris, he came into tonight 23rd in the points. So this is gonna hurt him too.
We got a lot of drivers opting to come down pit road. We will be having, this is going to be considered the stage caution. About 6 hours of work trashing that one. It still looked great doing it though, Michael. Still looked great. Mark's questioning how good the cars are. Yeah, everybody's driving the same car though. I think that's what I used to hear. Mark probably just wanted to get out of the car and just watch. I'm pretty
Go
sure
break
that's what it
something.
is.
He probably wanted to break something. I've been there. It's frustrating.
So Mike Hamlin, Rick Thompson, John Perkins scored as your top 3. And like I said, this is going to be considered the stage caution.
That's what they are currently trying to work on right now, trying to figure out the lineup for the stage and all that. Looks like they will be going green this time by, though, Chris. So we're getting ready to do it all again, baby.
Next stage caution. Go ahead.
I also like to note, last week at the end of both stages, we didn't have a stage caution. Remember, we had a crash.
Stage wreck.
Actual yellow. And same thing happened here tonight. So these drivers, they want them stage points. That just proves it.
Yeah, they push and push and push a little too much sometimes. Next stage caution going to be lap 102. At the end of lap 102 is the next scheduled time, the caution flag scheduled to fall here at Atlanta. Mike Hamlin, Rick Thompson leading the way. John Perkins, Dalton Kilrow make up the second row. Row 3, Derek Paulson and Ty Morosco. Row 4, Corey Sherman, Dave Seats. And row 5, Chris Berg. Excuse me. I missed one. Oh, Brian Dees and Corey Sherman make up 4th row. 5th row, Chris Berg, Dave Seats. There we go. It's like a whole new race all over again. Couple less cars. As Chris Carroll also on pit road for an extended amount of time, along with Larry Bell. Philip Van Vliet did make it back out on track. We'll have to keep an eye on that car. He is being scored the only car a lap down at this time. Down the backstretch for the last time goes the pace car as we get ready to send them off into the green flag. High speed, high banks here at Atlanta.
If I'm Mike Hamlin, who is the race leader right here, I want to get up top as quick as I can here. Try to get in front of the 76 of Rick Thompson. We've seen how fast he's been all night long. So Hamlin has a chance here. Just got to get a good launch on this restart.
Pace car drops down. We get ready to go back to green. We're looking for the Geico restart zone. There it is. And Mike Hamlin hits the loud pedal, and he's gone. Mike Hamlin shoots out like a cannonball. John Perkins with a great start, too. Perkins from 3rd to 2nd. Rick Thompson drops it down to the inside. Dalton Kilrow, the first car on the outside. It was inside. Derek Paulson, his teammate. Now Perkins moves it out to the outside. Yellow on the track.
I've seen Fred Thompson go around at the corner of my eye, but I don't know what happened prior.
The 46 facing the long. Oh boy, heavy damage on the 46 machine. That right front tire has seen better days. Let's go back, take a peek.
Also, Chris, looks like Mike Massengill blew up on the restart, up ahead of Fred Thompson. I'm seeing that as well.
Oh boy. Well, it's a good thing we've got ourselves some race control tonight. Got Chris Carroll behind the 46, the 89. That's Philip Van Vliet running into problems once again. And you said Mike Massengill probably popped a motor?
He did, but he had a little bit of help going back looking at it. There was 2 incidents there.
Yep, there sure were. So you see it right at the tail or the beginning there. It's kind of what launched this whole thing off. Jason Powell moves up the track, and Mike Massengill just had no place to go, and then calamity ensues.
Just like in real life, Chris, for ones that watch NASCAR, these front ends, these front tires, they don't take a whole lot and they break. Something broke in that car right there. It's sending the car down the track into other people, and man, oh man, heartbreak for the 46. Wrong place, wrong time.
Just when you thought it was safe to go out on a track and race. All right, well, we've had a little bit of a shake-up here. Up top, it's going to be Dalton Kilrow, Derek Paulson, Tom Orozco, Brian Dees, Corey Sherman, the first driver not a part of MFRD.
It was like Mike Hamlin. He risked it a while ago, did not pit under the stage caution in order to get that lap lead, maybe even the stage win, but now had to go down pit road. So caught a timely caution for Mike there. That really helped him out. He was able to go down pit road and get his Sunoco race fuel.
Yeah, I'm thinking he probably got himself some nice Goodyear tires to go along with it.
Absolutely. 4 Mr. Feel Goods and some racing fuel.
Gotta love it. Pace car lights are off. We go around the 1.5 mile track one more time before we set these guys loose once again. Second caution of the evening, and it comes just about 8 laps after the first caution. Big update coming to iRacing this coming week. Hashtag soon is finally coming to reality. Weather is going to become more and more important in the sim than it ever has been before. I was watching a video of that today, Tanner, and to watch the clouds come in and the track get dark, it was pretty impressive.
See, everybody's talking about the rain coming, right? I'm excited just about like what you said there. The entire weather, what's going to affect us on the oval, the clouds, that kind of stuff. I am super excited for this new Tempest weather system.
And you know, eventually they're going to throw a wiper blade on these things.
Oh, they're working their way to it every year. Every year. We're getting ready to be racing in the rain.
Back to green flag racing we go. Dalton Kilrow holds on to the race lead. Tom Orozco right behind him. The battle right now for third spot. It's between Derek Paulson and Corey Sherman.
As Chris, I think we have a guest of Mark Arthur down in the Infield Care Center. I'm going to see if I can bring him up. It will not let me.
I will get him. Driver of the number 12, Mark Arthur. Not the way you wanted race number 2 to go for yourself, bud, I'm sure.
It's kind of a junky season so far. 2 races in.
What do you have to do to turn it around, Mark?
Have I mentioned that these cars are terrible?
Well, you may have said something along those lines, but I will tell you, you know, 26 other drivers are out there driving them.
Yeah. Yeah, my bad. I don't know that car. So coming through that tri-oval, there's a lot of checkups because of the runs you get. And when somebody checks up, it just kind of hit them, just kind of tapped the car in front of me with the nose. And that thing just went straight, just took off straight through the tri-oval. I was like, holy moly. So I don't know. Still learning this car and should be a lot better. I should start getting better in it when we get to Martinsville and places like that where we actually drive instead of just hold our foot through the floor.
Yeah, and that's a lot of what's happening right now, right? You're not driving the car, you're along for the ride.
Pretty much, and there's a lot of, everybody's so equal, and you're side by side, and you can't do anything, and then you get 3 or 4 teammates that can get up there and control one line, and it's hard to break them up, and and if you get another teammate down that bottom line, he can control the bottom line and make sure they don't pass you, and it's like, so I don't know, it's just shenanigans basically when you're driving around like that, and then somebody gets impatient and things start to happen. So I don't know. I hope a lot of the 1.5 miles aren't like this, because I don't know. I don't like it, but it is what it is. I'll learn to get better.
Well, yeah, so some of it's team racing. I've already kind of talked about that, and maybe we need to look at relegating sizes of teams. I know it's something that may have been brought up before and kind of quelched, but we're seeing it right now. I mean, MFRD leads the way, and there's nothing that's going to hold these guys back. One guy could drop down and block that entire inside line. So, but it's part of the sport, right? It's team racing.
Yeah, and I'm not saying it is happening, but it's just kind of like, and I'm not to call anybody out, but the 87 was on the bottom line when the other MFRD cars was up top, and the bottom line wasn't moving. As soon as a couple cars get around him, it starts moving. So, I don't know that he's holding that up, and if he is, it's his, it's his prerogative. But it's just a lot of team stuff happens like that, and like I say, people get impatient, and then the big one's gonna happen when they get impatient. So hopefully that don't happen. That's why I hate restricted plate racing, because it's the same thing. Like, a lot of impatience happens, and a lot of calamity ensues afterwards. But I don't know. I got like 43 minutes to repair, and I'll limp her back out there and get as many points as I can.
All right, bud. Well, good luck with you, and thank you for joining us up here in the booth.
All right, thanks, Chris.
Mark Arthur, driver of the number 12, coming out of the infield care center, and you can kind of hear the disappointment already in this season in his voice.
He definitely was not the normal typical laughing Mark right there. So I feel for him. And y'all touched on a lot of good stuff there, the team racing part. I think we are seeing it right now. I mean, they have linked up, and they're doing nothing wrong. They're doing exactly what they need to do when they get those 4 cars together. And they're going to be tough to beat. They always are. Dalton Kilmer by himself is going to be tough to beat. You give him 3 teammates right there, you better pack a lunch.
Yeah, that's exactly right. And again, I'm not saying anybody is doing anything wrong. It's part of team racing. It's just how it goes.
Exactly. Just how it is.
And how it goes right now is Dalton Kilrow, Ty Morosco, Derek Paulson, Brian Dees, Jamie Walker, the first non-MFRD driver, sits back in the 5th spot. Brian Zimmerman trying to make some hay, and his number 28 up 16 spots to try and work his way to the front. And here comes Jamie Walker. Walker dives down to the inside lane, being followed by Dustin Ping and Chris Berg. The 89, Philip Van Vliet, just ahead of them. He's set to go down a lap. Another lap.
It's going to get tight right here, Chris. I don't know if Jamie Walker's trying to pass the 89 or just fall in right behind him. He's going to go around him, but that really stacked up that inside lane.
Yeah, Philip Van Vliet not giving a lot of room, and he doesn't have to. I'm sure what he really wants to do is climb into some of that draft and see if the car would run okay in the draft.
Absolutely. I think he's going to be able to hold on to it right here as well. So great driving by him. That's going to allow him to stay right here within the pack.
You know, that's a big thing to kind of be able to gauge what kind of car you have for the rest of the race, is if it'll hold on right here. And so far, so good for the 89 of Philip Van Vliet, as it looks like his speed has come up. Now it's a matter of catching the rear bumper of Chris Berg and trying to help out that inside line.
I was worried earlier for Ty Morosco currently sitting P2. He got a piece of the wreck with Mark Arthur in them. But car looks to be okay, at least behind a teammate here.
Yeah, I don't see any real damage on that Mustang. Yeah, I don't really see anything at all.
So the iRacing guys blessed him though. He got by with one. You got to take those when you can. And doing a great job right now, right behind teammate Dalton Kilrow. Inside lane, I believe that's Ping on the low line in the 81, trying to make his way back up there, but man, oh man, that top line, they're just too stable.
Chris Berg is just all over the back bumper, trying to do everything he can, and it's like there's an air dam on that bottom lane. It's just not allowing it to go forward. Up top.
Now the 99 and the 28 have gotten together. They were teammates as well. Jamie Walker right there in front of Brian Zimmerman. Now Walker's already went down low once. Now he has a little bit more help behind him. Will he try it again as these laps start to click down for stage number 2?
Oh, I'm sure he will. And Jamie's one of those guys where he's one of those guys that can move a lane, right? If he moves down, you know somebody's going to go with him.
Absolutely, absolutely. He makes stuff work. That is 100%.
I don't know if he's making the Oreo car work, but
I wish it was Mountain Dew. It is weird every time.
It's so weird. That inside line doing everything it can behind Dustin Ping to shove him forward, but it is not working out. In fact, I think they're losing ground. Lap after lap. Speaking of losing ground, Brian Zimmerman losing ground to the 88 of Jamie Walker. So Zimmy's going to have to tighten up his line a little bit. He's being followed by teammate Chris Carroll. That outside line is prevailing much more than I thought it was going to when I was watching practice earlier on.
Chris, yeah, we just did a race here last week. Now, it was open setup, not fixed set, but the outside lane, although it was fast, it was not the preferred line all night, so I was shocked.
Yeah, just based on what I saw during practice, I don't really know what the difference is. Maybe it is just down to track temperature. It is much warmer now than it was during practice. Now that inside line's starting to make a little move, but it's a 2-car getaway. Austin Edstrom should be right on the back bumper.
Now, how long can the 66 afford to push like that before the engine tip starts to get a little too hot? That's the game they got to play on that low line. Oh, big shove from Ty Morosco to Dalton. Dalton got big loose right there.
Yeah, Morosco trying to make that top line move again. He sees what's happening on the inside, trying to make him go. Right now, Chris Berg signed him up for MVP with regard to Dustin Ping because he is pushing like a plow truck.
You hit the nail on the head, though. Needs the 87 of Edstrom to get up there. Tucked in right behind the 66. But those two are making it work.
Oh, they separate just a little bit, and that might have been Berg sticking his nose out to get some fresh air. That Chevy might be getting a little hot. Ty Morosco driving a Ford Mustang. He can push all day. It seems like the Fords are able to push forever before they get too hot. And that time across the line, ladies and gentlemen, for the first time in a long time, a non-MFRD driver led the way. Dustin Ping puts it out front, moves up to the top side of the track.
That's what they had to do.
Oh,
right
big
there.
wiggle.
Very smart. Big shove from Dalton Kilrow. He didn't lift there. He wanted to be the leader of the outside lane. Did not lift there. What a move by the 81 of Ping, though. Exactly what he needed to do to bust up that little party. Now it's Blackhawk Motorsports controlling the pace of this race. They are 1-2.
Ping on the outside. Here comes Berg on the inside. The iceberg putting in a cold front on the inside lane. He is being followed by Austin Edstrom. His teammates all on the outside.
I like the play on words there too. That was brilliant.
Dustin Ping able to edge out Chris Berg by just a nose at the start-finish line into 1 and 2, and it's Berg with the advantage. Now Berg goes to the outside. Ooh. Look who moved down, the 88 of Jamie Walker, third in line on the inside. Austin Edstrom now leads the way on the inside lane. His teammates are no longer running 1, 2, 3, 4 on the outside lane. What's he gonna do? Look who's right behind him. It's Rick Thompson. Thompson was able to push Austin during that first stage right up to the front. This time it's taking a minute to get that train moving again.
And also note 87 was also involved in that crash with Mark Arthur. He was spun all the way around and actually made contact with the wall. So great to see him still able to be up to speed out here mixing and mingling.
Dustin Ping moves down to the inside. I think he may have gotten a little bit loose, had to correct, and when he did, the car went down south. Chris Berg up top now, going to lead the way in front of the 41 of Dalton Kilroe. Dustin Ping on the inside. And Austin Edstrom along for the ride as the 76 right behind him. Rick Thompson drops it down a little bit, maybe to cool it down. But the Speed Mafia number 76 machine looking strong here.
As Dalton Kilroe is beating the back bumper off on the 66 of Berg's machine. Absolutely hammering it. Now the 76 of Thompson, he goes to the high side. Berg actually clipped the wall with it right there, I do believe.
Yeah, woke him up for just a second. He gets it back up to speed, though, in the outside lane. Starts moving forward almost instantaneously as Rick Thompson in that 76 machine wants to lead a lap. Oh, no! No, 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 no! The 88 having some serious... Oh, man. Ah. Under caution we go. And the driver that probably started it all couldn't see a thing, as he was experiencing major issues. And that brings us under caution number 3. Let's go back and see if we can, maybe we can't even see it. I don't know. Yeah, there it is. I mean, he just disappears, and it causes everybody to stack up.
Man, as a broadcaster driver, that's frustrating right there when that happens, because that's out of Ty's hands for sure, from what I saw.
Just out of everybody's hands.
Everybody's hands.
Nothing you could do about that.
At one point, the 23 and the 80, or the 87, excuse me, and the 88 were inside each other.
Yes, they were. Yep. Oh boy. third caution of the evening. And Jamie Walker puts it down below the line. I believe he's going to the rear of the pack. Oh, he stops. He's ejecting, I think. Jamie's just having some really, really bad internet connections going on right now. And that is a shame. That is an absolute shame. That changes the entire race. Takes out a potential winner. Did that seriously just happen? Michael, I'm afraid it did. Hate it. Hate it for all the guys out there. I really do. Yeah. You know, and the problem is, there's absolutely nothing that can be done about that. It's one of the things about being over the internet sim racing is stable connection, right, to the server.
Right.
And they bounce all over the place. They end up in Massachusetts at the end of the day, and we just have no control over it. Whatever. All right, getting ready to go back into the green. Dustin Ping, Rick Thompson, row number 1. Searching out for that Geico restart line. We're there. Dustin Ping starts rolling. Rick Thompson, again, not the best restart. We saw this the last time out of him on the outside. A little bit better than the last time. He's still in the second spot, getting a push from Brian Dees. Inside line, Derek Paulson.
Look at that. The 81 tried to come up to block the momentum. Rick Thompson said, no, sir. Took the low line. Now he is the man out front and center. Looks like the Stowe Steelers going to try to look to his outside here, though, as they bear off into 1.
Yeah, that was experience right there. Oh, Zimmy gets into the wall. Able to keep it going. But, yeah, that was experience out of Rick Thompson. He saw the block coming, said, not today, and just steered into the other lane.
As that last incident was a big one. Shook up the front half of this field. And it looks like Dalton Kilrow extended stay on pit road, trying to get some damage fixed, I believe, for the 41. So hard break for him, led to most laps, and ultimately was facing the wrong way.
Yeah, really. A couple of MFRD drivers, unfortunately, involved in that. And I do mean unfortunately, because, again, nothing to be done. And I'll tell you, when you're racing and that happens in front of you, you just hang on. You take a big breath and you hold on. It's all you can do.
You said it earlier in Mark's interview, right? You said,
well, we haven't talked about him very much. He's been pretty quiet tonight, but the 42 machine has worked his way into the top 10. Kyle Wellman on the outside, running in the 10th position. The Wild Man keeping it clean here tonight and working his way up steadily, up 8 spots since the drop of the green flag. another driver that's been relatively quiet tonight, and I didn't really expect it out of her, is Amanda Sherman. She was having a great practice. At one point was leading the speed charts in her number 8. So I think she does have the speed. Maybe just hanging back a little bit, waiting for what we've already seen. A couple of them, right? A couple of crashes, and she wasn't a part of either one of them. Oh, but the wild man. Getting a little wild down there is Kyle Wellman. He's shaking and baking all by himself. Up high, down low, up high again is Kyle Wellman now behind the 3 of Corey Sherman. Up top, it's still Rick Thompson leading the way. The Soul Stealer, Brian Dees, right behind him, along with my man, Derek "The Bears" Paulson. I would love that, Michael. I would absolutely love that. I wish there was something that was set in place for league racing specifically to help leagues deal with that sort of issue. But caution once again flies.
As I apologize, Chris, I believe my internet should be good now.
No problem, bud. My internet's just acting up all over for people tonight, and we're under caution number 4, and this time, oh, I hate to say it, but it looks like the 3 car was involved. Heavy damage all around that car. So let's go back and see what happened to Corey Sherman. Dave Seats and Kyle Wellman happened to Corey Sherman, by the looks of it. We'll go back one more time.
Yeah, it looked like Seats got into the quarter panel of the 3.
Well, the 3 came down just a little bit. The 14 came up just a little bit, and Corey went for a little bit of a ride there. So again, race control going to be getting busy here at Atlanta as we have another round of pit stops for some drivers.
As Chris, it's lap 99 now, so this will, I think, be the end of stage 2.
Yeah, here we go again. Oh my. I'm going to post a poll here on True Sim Productions. When do you think we're going to get a green flag stage caution? Because as of yet, it's not going to happen. 2 races in, 4 caution flags for stage breaks. Didn't think that was going to ever happen in this league.
I think it's a product of the tracks. It's a product of a new race car. These guys, a lot of these guys haven't driven these cars, right? Mark Arthur, this is his first ever race at Atlanta in these cars. So there's a lot of people out there like that. I think it's going to be a lot of learning for the first half of the season for a lot of these guys.
Yeah, it really is. And we're seeing it. I mean,
absolutely.
We know these drivers. We know that they are normally a average 1 to 2 caution per race group, and they even hate having that many. So to see them already on caution 4, slightly over halfway through the race, you know it's itching at some of these guys. Rick Thompson leads the way. Brian Dees to his outside. Dustin Ping, Mike Hamlin, Chris Carroll, Alex Harris, Larry Bell, Brad Lawson, Jason Powell and Ty Morosco. Morosco has worked his way back into the top 10. So a good job from him. Corey Sherman still sitting on pit road. Heavy damage to the 3-car. Amanda Sherman looking like she might get herself a banner tonight.
Oh, hearing down from Racing Show, we're going to have us a 2-lap shootout here, Chris, for the stage.
Ah, cool. All right. I'm actually happy with that call because really,
Like a broadcaster, yes.
it needs to happen now. Buckle your seatbelts at home because this is going to get wild. Green flag is out. Rick Thompson gets himself a good restart. Brian D's going to drop it right to the back bumper. As Thompson actually moves up the track. Now Brian D's looks down low. D's looking for the race lead, wants that stage win. Top 2 drivers kind of getting away from the rest of the field. The rest of the field catches back up. Your best friend right now, the guy behind you. For Rick Thompson, it is Mike Hamlin. For Brian Dees, it is Dustin Ping. At the end of this lap, scheduled caution going to come out. And we will award stage points.
Will they get there? They're looking dicey down the backstretch here. Goes off in 3 and 4 for the final time for stage number 2. Hammond's on the back bumper, shoving the 76 really hard.
He is crushing that rear bumper, saying, let's go, let's go. And it's going to pay off as he crosses the line in second spot. And, oh, no, look out.
I was going to say, no way. They don't do that. I believe Dees is okay. Yes, he got the car woed up. I got scared there for a second, Chris.
Woo!
I bet you Dees got scared there for a second, too.
Oh, yeah,
Man,
he did. Oh, yeah, he did.
I bet you Michael Falk got scared, too, in chat. He's
Yeah,
watched a few of his guys go down. Didn't want to see another one.
He's like, how many paint jobs do I have to do? Brian Dees saves a little bit of work for Michael Falk this coming week. Wow.
Rick Thompson, RT76, picks up stage win in stage number 2.
Mike Hamlin, Dees, Ping, Harris, Carroll, Lawson, Morosco, Perkins, and Bell. Larry Bell out of nowhere, 10th spot, up 13 positions.
The old man, he's slowly but surely crawling up the mountain as Rick Thompson leads him down pit road. But Chris, not everybody. Ty Morosco, Austin Edstrom, Amanda Sherman, Derek Paulson, they all elect to stay out on track.
Yeah,
Jason Bauer.
They came down just under 10 laps ago, so why not? Stay out there and get some track position.
If my SDK is telling me the truth, they pit just 4 laps ago. So very, very smart strategy call by them. They basically said they didn't want stage points. They would much rather have the track position. And it's going to pay off for them. Ty Morosco is going to be the race leader.
And Morosco and Austin Edstrom going to make up row number 1, row 2, Amanda Sherman and Derek Paulson. And that is if they're not playing a game where they're going to come down for fuel just before we go green, right? I mean, this is one of the times where I would probably look at doing something like that. Just kind of stretch my fuel run out just a little bit more.
You're right, Crystal. We have not seen fuel become a factor, really. But now remember, I said it earlier, they can only go 60 laps for a tank of fuel. So they will have to stop in this stage.
Austin Edstrom out in chat saying he needs a wet wipe. No, son, what you need to do is stop texting and driving. That's not good.
At least he waited for him to be going about 55 miles per hour instead of 185.
Right, yeah. Yeah.
but it's still illegal.
Pace car lights go off. We're getting set to go back under the green flag. Morosco doing his best cold trickle as he hits the pace car.
As Amanda Sherman going to be inside row number 2 here.
Yeah, we know that's where she wants to be, but we know the inside row has not been the preferred line here. A Mustang and 2 Camrys make up the inside line. A Camry and 2 Mustangs make out the outside line. Oh boy. Well, Kyle Wellman got himself cursed by me, and so did Corey Sherman, and maybe Dalton, because I said his name a few times. And sorry, guys. I thought not being in the booth for a couple of years, I wouldn't have the commentator curse, but
the broadcaster curse is so real. It don't matter how long you've been gone.
I just won't say names anymore. I'll try just doing numbers. Pace car drops down. We wait for the Geico restart zone as Ty Morosco has control of the field, and he waits till the end of it. Now we go. And boy, did that separate the top 2 cars from the second 2 cars. Wow. Morosco slides in front of Austin Edstrom. Amanda sticks it down low, stays down there, and that could be the problem. During practice, she was happy. She was doing fine. She was running that top line. I saw her do it. Now it's all inside or nothing in the inside lane, now being led by the 33 of John Perkins. Perkins has had a great race here tonight. Now Ty Morosco leading the way, has had a great season so far with 1 win and a couple of laps led here tonight. Can he make it win number 2? Would he make it?
Lined up right behind him.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. Would he make it win number 2 with 2 teammates right behind? Side by side racing, the top 7, 8, 9, 10 rows. It goes all the way back.
Is that inside lane making some headway here? 33 might edge out Ty Morosco for the lap led here. Nope, outside lane it will prevail once again.
Yeah, well, Fred Thompson is, excuse me, not Fred, Rick Thompson, RT76, has been a man on a mission here at Atlanta. He's been racing his heart out tonight, and he is pushing Perkins with everything he's got.
When I was a driver in this series last season at Talladega, Daytona, Rick Thompson, somebody I enjoyed being around because you knew he was going to be giving it all, going to be shoving you, trying to get you up there to the next car in line, whether it was a lead or whether it was for 15th, right? That's exactly what he's doing for Perkins right now. And this is about the only time we've seen all night where the low line has been competitive with that outside lane.
Yeah, and it's probably the best formed up it's been in a long time. Cars are running pretty well, nose to tail. But Rick Thompson is just a pushing machine. He had to back off a little bit, probably to let that car cool down, but he is starting to edge back in on Perkins. Meanwhile, the top line of Ty Morosco and Austin Edstrom, Derek Paulson, they're rolling. John Perkins right now by a nose had the race lead, and at the line it's going to be the 1 car. Once again, that outside lane prevails. Amanda's letting that 8 car bounce just a little bit. She's got to get a little bit better control behind Rick Thompson. If she can do that, that inside line may have a little something for that outside line. They're coming up on a slow traffic, though, and that could change everything.
These guys are 2x2 throughout the field. You mentioned it a while ago. Fred Thompson's going to take it way down low.
And good shout out to Fred for doing a really nice thing.
Absolutely.
Certainly doesn't have to do that, but nice that he will.
As John Perkins elected to get up in front of Tom Orozco on the high side. That's going to allow R276 Rick Thompson to be in command of that low line now.
Yeah, now Amanda really has to tighten it up. Now she's the pusher, and she's got to get there. She's got to help Rick Thompson. Amanda closes right to the back bumper, gives a little bit of a push, but off center, and you could see the back end of the 76 get a little loose. The top 3 cars just absolutely nose to tail, and Austin Edstrom now having problems. Austin starting to have some electrical issues. And as a driver, the only thing you see is the rest of the field disappear from you when it's happening to you. And sometimes you don't even see that. So you have no idea that it's your fault or that it's happening unless somebody can tell you. And oftentimes when it's happening, you can't hear what they're telling you. So hopefully it's all situated. Not going to be a problem again.
As ever since the 33 jumped up high, it's really hurt this low line. I think you hit the nail on the head. Amanda is not really getting up there, shoving the 76 the way the 76 was pushing the 33 earlier. And you're just seeing how much of a difference between the lines right here. That outside lane, it is moving once again.
Yeah. I think she'll get there. She'll get there because she has to.
Well,
right?
we seen her last week. Last week she was shoving. But
Yeah.
I think it's still, in her mind, ain't time yet. And it may not be. May not be time yet.
Yeah, she has a good race going. You know, certainly a top 10 here would be awesome. Top 5 even better. A win. The Golden Banner. Well, that would be sweet. Mark Arthur back out on track. In fact, he's ahead of these guys just in front. So they're going to catch him like a speeding bullet catching a target because he's out there all by himself. Mark moves up way up to the top lane.
Well, these guys sticking it out, still turning laps with a car that's hurt, not able to even keep pace. It's miserable. So shout out to them for staying out here, turning the laps, supporting the series. We definitely do appreciate it.
Showing that loyalty.
As the Taffy man would say.
The inside line still running stagnant now. Derek Paulson drops down below. That could be the thing that makes that inside line move. Oh, Paulson getting very close to his teammate, and the 76 gives him a punt.
Got a little chaotic right there for a few moments for the 6 car.
Yeah, he came out of line, joined the bottom side, and it looked like the air might have sucked him back into the top, almost hitting the 1 car of Ty Morosco. And then Rick Thompson moved up to track just a little bit, and I thought that was going to be calamity. As the inside lane continues to fall back, I did not expect that. The 81 drops down in front of Derek Paulson, and so does Chris Berg.
We've seen the 81 and 66 work their way to the front once already tonight. Looks like they're going to try to do it again. Looks like Chris Carroll. He's going to take it down to the low side.
Yeah, that inside lane starting to fill in now as Austin Edstrom also drops down. And Chris Carroll is going to push. And he is going to push hard. The 33 going to be under attack.
Heads up driving by Edstrom there. He saw in his mirror, saw the run coming, saw it developing. He wanted to lead that low line, getting shoved from the 99 of Chris Carroll as they are almost, they're getting there. They're getting there.
Chris Carroll pushing so hard, you see the rear of the car bouncing left and right. When they lock bumpers, he is not letting go at all. And again, that inside lane seems to be fading back. Oh, the 87. Austin Edstrom drops down. Oh, and then disappears again. Oh, man, I don't think my heart can take this.
That's really, really killed the inside lane's momentum. So Carroll needs another guy to actually drop down in front of him.
Well, Chris Carroll now leads the inside lane. He is being scored in 5th spot. Chris Berg right behind him, supplying the push, along with the 81 of Dustin Ping. Those two guys have been locked bumpers all race long, Berg and Ping. So getting very comfortable with each other are those two drivers. Now it's a matter of pushing another car up towards the front. And it's coming. That inside lane is organized. It is rolling. I'm pretty sure I just saw Chris Carroll waving his hand saying, hit me, hit me, hit me. And he does. And that time, Chris Carroll leads a lap.
You are exactly right, but that's what 99 wants. 99 wants shoves. As now he's going to take it to the outside lane. That's going to allow a 66 to lead the inside row.
Yeah, and
got drivers jockeying for that top side, Chris.
Oh, baby. Chris Carroll brings it down to the circle hole. The 33 was up higher, and they straighten it out, reorganizing that top lane, and look what it did for the bottom side. Berg and Ping could both move up if they wanted to.
Those Blackhawk guys, they're fast when they get linked up. They're really fast. This is the second time we went up there and watched them strong arm the lead away.
And that is exactly what they did. John Perkins behind Chris Carroll, not able to push as of yet. Derek Paulson brings it down low just in front of Amanda Sherman.
Looks like that outside lane is starting to side draft a lot more. They're coming down, getting closer on that inside lane. Chris Carroll's leading that charge. They're trying to get the advantage back.
At the line, it's tight. It's going to be Chris Carroll on the outside. So the outside rolling again, and you used the right term, side drafting. Chris Carroll was just about on the white line, trying to get the side draft off from the Berg machine.
And I believe, as you stated earlier, the 66 of Berg, he's trying to get a code front on that low line. Needs the 81 to get right there, tucked down the back bumper like he's been prior.
These two cars have been locked together throughout most of the entire race, and it has paid dividends up to this point. Here we are working a lap at 132 of 196. Most of the drivers last on pit road on lap 104, a couple of them on lap 98. So that in itself is going to split the field up. Unless there's a caution. That inside line is not being denied. Berg puts it out front one more time, courtesy of Dustin Ping. But it didn't stick at the line. Chris Carroll, the 99 on the outside, led the way. Just about 30 laps or so before the majority of the cars have to come down pit road.
Big stack up on the inside lane. It's really busted open that whole lane there. You see gaps between all the cars, and I also saw up ahead 2 lap cars coming into the leader's pit point of view here.
Kyle Wellman brings it down onto the apron.
Whew, I thought he was coming back up. I got scared for a second.
Look how bumpy this race surface is. These cars are hopping all the way around this track.
And it's crazy because the track was just paved when they scanned it. I said it the last week with how bumpy this track felt.
Yeah, you can see it.
Looks like Corey Sherman's getting ready to go a lap down. It's getting tight right here, Corey.
Oh, Berg has to let off the throttle. That's going to tighten everything up on the inside. Look at what's happening up front. Cars everywhere. Handling starting to go away on these cars. Still jockeying for positions. Cars moving left and right, up and down the track.
As that inside lane's finally starting to get the momentum built back up. Lost it all. But it takes about a lap for them to get the steam built back up.
Yeah, Mark Arthur in the 12 car, several laps down, but holding on to these guys.
I didn't even realize that. Didn't even pick up on that.
So that new motor, it's doing a great job. I mean, he's not just keeping up. He's like
he might be faster.
Yeah, he really is.
He really might be faster.
So the 12 car in there to maybe help somebody to a race win. We don't know yet how that's going to shake down. Still 60 laps to go.
We heard Corey Sherman talk about it on Race Chatter. He said Mark was really helping him when he was out in front, giving Corey a tug around Daytona. So see if he can back that up, do it again here for somebody else.
That's the thing is, even if your race is done, it's not done. There's still things you can do out there to help determine the outcome of a race. And that is exactly what Mark Arthur is out there doing in the Barbie car. Up front, though, it is Chris Carroll leading the way. John Perkins, Chris Berg, Ty Morosco, and Dustin Ping, your top 5. And just got to start thinking about position. It's all going to be, where are you on the last couple of laps? I realize there's still like 55 laps to go, but now is the time you have to be thinking about it, believe it or not.
Absolutely. You are exactly right. You got to be thinking for about lap 170 right now. You got to be thinking ahead. Got to put yourself in position. Now, one thing we do know that's coming, Chris, there will be a pit stop. Now, will it be under green flag or will it be under caution? That's yet to be determined. But there is a pit stop scheduled for these guys. I'm expecting them. They last pit on lap 104. and 98, so he can go about 60 laps. So around lap 160, so about 20 laps from here, 15, 20 laps, we should be seeing a busy pit road.
Good shot of the cars running 2x2 as the sun coming out of turn 4. If you're in VR, you really are squinting. I forget what it's like on a monitor. I really do, but I can tell you in VR, coming out of 4 right now, the position of the sun, it's hurting your eyes.
It's very hard on a monitor. I can only imagine what it's like on VR.
And again, Dustin Ping pushing Chris Berg around this track. He's doing a fantastic job, man. Oh, Berg.
Ooh,
That's a go down below. Yeah, he did. Just as I was saying how good a job he was doing. May have gotten him a little bit loose, but gave him time and room to correct, and that's the big thing. And across the line, once again, Berg continues to lead laps.
I mean, even with that little episode of getting loose off of turn 2, didn't really hurt them a whole lot. Battling right back here with the likes of Chris Carroll, John Perkins. As the 81 and 66, they have been tandem this whole race, but they were really locked together right then. Bumpers completely locked together. And you see Chris Carroll also trying to side draft on the exit of turn 4. Was right there to the door of the 66.
Yeah, that was tight. That's fun to watch, I'll tell you. Let's look at it from this angle. You can see how close these cars are.
It's fun up here, but man, oh man, you're down there in the cockpit. It's stressful. One mistake is all it takes when you're close like that.
Wow. And that time, no doubt about it, Chris Carroll leads them to the line. So close.
Chris Carroll actually came over radio and said, "Don't be afraid to bump me, John." But Chris wants to go.
Austin Edstrom running the third line now. Edstrom snuck out of line, and it's causing a little bit of mayhem out back.
What a save out of Paulson.
Wow. And again, let's give it to Dave Seats that time, giving the room and time for the 87 to gather it back up as he was wrecked loose for a minute.
That inside lane is no more. Basically 2 cars. Edstrom trying to get the momentum built back up, get the RPMs built.
Yeah, 2 cars versus 5 cars is not good. But they've got it back going now. And look at the jump that the 99 has up front now. Still 2 car lengths ahead of the 66 machine. Make it about 2.5. As Chris Berg tries to get a little bit closer. That side draft works both ways, so Chris Berg could try and move up just a little bit and pull some of the air off from the 33. But as of yet, not doing it. Man, that 66 is strong. Wow. Virtually by himself, and he was able to gain on the race leader. The 81 has backed off a little bit, obviously, to let that car cool down.
I think that's what we're seeing. I think the 81 was starting to get a little hot. Had to back it down just a little bit. Regroup. But the 66, he's very stout, staying strong. As looks like there's a 3-car pack up ahead of the leaders here. So this could get dicey once again, Chris. Better hang on.
We're hanging. There's a good shot of what it looks like to bump a car in front of you.
My question, Chris, how much longer can they get away with these big crazy bumps, these hard side drafts? How much longer can this go on?
Well, it has to go on for the rest of the race because there's no choice. Will it cause something? Probably. I'm half expecting it every single lap.
Every lap.
Now, the thing about these three cars up ahead, they may supply a little bit of a draft help to that inside line if they stay there.
You are right, because they're up to somewhat speed, right? They may not be going as fast as our leaders are, but we're talking a few miles per hour difference, maybe.
And at this distance, they're starting to close in on what would be an opening in the air. That would supply some draft help. The only downside is they seem to be running kind of like halfway between line 1 and line 2 here. So both lines are going to get a little bit of help. And you just see how much these cars move side to side. It is amazing.
All the wind pushing these cars around and everything too. It's crazy to drive these cars in the draft. It looks like Edstrom's having some furthermore electrical issues.
Jamie is out there apologizing. Shouldn't be out there anymore with connection issues. Well, Jamie, it's not your fault. There's absolutely nothing you can do about that.
You're at the mercy of your internet provider, sadly. That's the most frustrating part about it.
Yep, absolutely. So Kyle Wellman is the first car in that slower pack that's going to get caught. And where he goes could determine the next few laps of this race as he hangs down low, very low. We go 3 wide to get around the slower traffic.
As a driver, you're happy. You're like, I got by 1, but now you got 2 more up ahead. So the task just really started for these leaders.
Yeah, and the leaders are leaning on each other, trying to make room. Berg and Chris Carroll. It's Dalton Kilrow and Mike Massengill. The 2 cars are trying to get in front of.
To the outside wall, got into the outside of the 81 as well. Sorry to cut you off there.
Luckily, we were able to catch that live. Look at this. 3 wide. Still jockeying for all the positions. Ty Morosco moves all the way down to the bottom side of the track. As it looks like Massengill and Dalton Kilrow have picked up speed enough to keep going. And Chris Carroll is getting left out by himself. The 81 of Ping. Yeah, he is.
Stuck in the sucker spot right here.
Oh, off from 33 again. Contact once again between Ping and Perkins. As we go 3 wide, front row and second row, oh my. And some of these guys are absolutely not racing for the lead, but they are racing just to race and have fun, and they're providing all kinds of excitement right now.
Ooh, Perkins leans on the 81, gets back into the outside wall again. This is getting really dicey. As 81, he comes up in front of the 33. They're still 3 wide, 2 of them for the lead.
What was that about not going 3 wide here? Not enough room? They're proving us all wrong.
It's there. Barely. Ooh, Perkins, Hamlin.
Oh, Perkins rubbing the wall. Perkins going backwards. Able to keep it going straight, though. But man, did he lose a bunch of time on track.
Gotta be
All the
careful
way
with this
back to
NextGen.
12th spot.
I'm worried about that damage too as well from the wall. These NextGens are pretty fragile when it comes to the wall hits.
Chris Berg, Chris Carroll, Dustin Ping, a 3-car breakaway. Mike Hamlin sitting in the 4th spot all by himself, trying to catch those lead drivers. And Chris Carroll on the outside again. As we go 3 wide further back, the 20 car in the sucker hole bounces off from the 14, and they keep it going straight again. Mike Massengill down below the apron. Up top, though, as we have reformed it all. Chris Carroll, Mike Hamlin on the outside, Berg and Ping on the inside. Here comes the 41. He's a lap down. It's Dalton Kilrow. Several laps down, I'm sure.
As though it looks like all MFRD, or most of MFRD, down pit road.
Yeah, it's starting to happen. Some of these guys were the ones that came in on lap number 98. So this field is going to get split.
So that breaks the ice right there for some of them. Will that bring our leaders? They're going to go by one more time.
Top 8 drivers, it looks like. Top 8 drivers all came down on lap 104. Amanda Sherman in 9th spot came down on lap number 98. So I would guess Amanda would be the first one to come in out of the top 10. And that's going to hurt her too, because it's pack racing. It's also pack pitting.
And it's very scary. Very scary. Atlanta's a very tough pit road to hit under caution. And you do it at speed, it's really tough.
Yeah, hopefully we can keep the pit road bug out of this race. Amanda's got to be thinking about coming in soon. I mean, seriously.
She's the one I'm watching. I'm surprised she has not had to come down pit side yet. I just heard your leaders are coming down.
Okay, well, this is perfect for her. She's going to get right back into the fuel run if she comes down with the leaders, and she should. Chris Carroll dives down first, and everybody else stays out. Carroll by himself. Oh, no. Oh, the 12 car has problems coming down pit road. He nudges into the inside wall, so Mark Arthur, the bad race continues for him. And what is going to happen with Chris Carroll, John Perkins, Amanda Sherman, and Larry Bell? Those are the 4 drivers on pit road right now. As Chris Carroll continues, Chris Berg in the 66 continues to lead the way with Dustin Ping. Now it's these 2 drivers that are going to be by themselves. These 2 guys need to come down pit road. Brian Zimmerman may be working the same strategy, but he's about 15 seconds behind our leaders as they come down pit road. Oh, the 66 locking it up, having troubles, and gets it back under control. Man, if this all cycles out the way I think it might, Rick Thompson's going to be looking pretty good.
Was monitoring the 66's miles per hour speed, thinking so he'd see if he sped on pit road or not. I think he got the car wound up enough right there as well. So that was a moment for him, but got the car slowed down enough, I believe.
Waiting for it to cycle through still. But we do have a new race leader, Jason Powell. Powell in the 18 car. Being followed by Brad Lawson, 2 drivers. We have not called their name a lot here tonight, but they lead the way, and they do it by about 3.6 seconds over Dave Seats and Rick Thompson. So this field is completely broken up now with 25 laps to go.
Yeah, really good stop out of the 18 and the 63. Looks like they elected to go for only 2 tires instead of 4. So we're going to see if the handling's going to wear out on these guys as the laps start to click away here. As it's getting to be that point now. You got to go. If it wasn't go time earlier, it's go time from this moment on. Not a lot of time left.
Well, the good news for these 2 top drivers of Jason Powell and Brad Lawson is they are extending the lead over Dave Seats and Rick Thompson. The bad news for these 2 drivers is it's only 2 of them. Once the rest of the group gets together, and they will, at about 5 seconds back, it should not take long for them to catch these 2 drivers. Now, 24 laps to go, going to be 23 this time by. Will it be enough time for them to catch them? That's going to be the thing. All kinds of stuff to start thinking about at this point.
Absolutely. I'm going to keep my eyes on the lap times to see if that second group, if it can get up here and catch the top 2. I would think they have to be a few tenths quicker every single lap around the circuit.
Yeah, I just don't know if a few tenths is going to be enough here. Dave Seats and Rick Thompson still losing ground to the top 2 drivers. It's Jason Powell. No slouch behind the wheel. Good to have him back in the league, and Brad Lawson right there with him. This huge group being led by Chris Carroll is about 6.7 seconds behind our race leader, and it's closing.
Yeah, so they're monitoring the rate in which it is closing. It's closing pretty quick. I believe they are going to get to those 2 out front. But they're going to get even faster when they pick up RT76 and Dave Seats.
Yeah, they're not going to be able to wait around for them. They're going to have to just kind of blow their doors off and keep rolling. I think they will be able to. They've got a head of steam.
Gap to the leader from Chris Carroll is now under 5.5 seconds. It was 6.5 seconds a lap ago.
Oh, we got one going around. Oh, I kind of figured that was going to happen. Caution, caution, caution. And Michael Falk is going to be really upset about this one because it's another one of his paint jobs. I think that makes 3 or 4 on the night. Derek Paulson gets involved in this one. And he isn't the only one. RT76 and Corey Sherman also involved. Let's go back. See if we can't figure out what happened here. Derek Paulson got into the back of somebody. Ty Morosco may have also been involved in that one. And we are under caution. Remember that gap we were just talking about?
It's gone.
It's gone.
I promise you, the 18 to 63, they're not nonchalant thinking about it though. They didn't want it to be gone.
No. I mean, it was disappearing anyway, but now you start questioning, is 2 tires or even just fuel enough?
Right. You lost your advantage that you had, and the advantage you had prior was time between you and them. That advantage is no more. Now they get the advantage because they took 4 tires.
Right. Now, the only other side to that is these 2 drivers that were leading the way are still going to be leading the way. Jason Powell will be on the inside, Brad Lawson to the outside, and then Chris Carroll, Mike Hamlin, Dave Seats, and Amanda Sherman, Brian Zimmerman, Ty Morosco, and the rest that can. As here we are working caution number 6. I can't believe I'm saying that. For Blazing Pedals. Now we do have an extra caution because the stage was bumped forward a couple of laps, stage 2. So that's an extra caution, but still very unlike these guys.
How many have there been tonight?
Well, we're working number 6 right now, so technically 5. I'm gonna not count the one that was like a 2-lap run. So,
so 5 so far.
Yeah, but on a
6
super
total.
speedway, very unlike these guys. Pace car lights are off. We're getting set to go green flag racing once again. 16 laps to go, 15 when we cross the line. And the drivers are starting to fill in 2 by 2.
It's almost time to visit the pay window for one of these drivers. 18 is going to lead them to the green flag. Chris, Lewis Super Speedway, will it grant us another new first-time career BPL winner? Or are we going to have a repeat winner?
Boy, I would love to say we're going to have a first-time winner. I don't know that it's going to happen, but I would love to say it.
I'm going to go out on a limb and say we're going to have us a new first-time race winner here.
If I'm going to guess, that Chris Carroll has been strong pretty much all night long. Zimmy's just a couple of cars behind him. I think Chris Carroll may take the win here.
We shall see.
Pace car is off. Waiting for the restart zone. Jason Powell hits the go pedal, and we're off and running. This could be the last green flag of the race. It may not. We don't know.
Oh, caution on the speedway. Wreck on
There it
the
is.
restart.
There it is. Another caution. And
I heard
oh
the
my.
lineman hollering out wrecking. I didn't see who was ever involved though, Chris.
Whew, boy. Well, we've got
Jason
missing
Bauer.
hoods. We got missing pieces, parts everywhere.
Ooh, Jason Bauer and Michael Falk. Close your eyes, don't look. But I believe a 6 car may have been involved. Of Derek Paulson.
That would make 2 in a row. Oh, yeah. Somebody didn't go. And that's all there is to say about it. Somebody did not go on that inside line, and it stacked them up.
Minimum damage, though, for the 6, really.
Zimmy, the 28, missed a shift, or he was in the wrong gear, one or the other. He did not go, and it stacked him up hard. Oh, boy. Lots of damaged pieces out there. Lots of damaged machines. 13 laps ago, caution number 7. Don Kilroe gets a lap back. No, D's may actually have the most damage now, Michael. I'm pretty sure that when he drove away, his hood came off. I could be wrong.
That's Chris. They're going to re-rack them and restack them and try it once more.
Yeah, pace car light's still on. We still have about a lap and a half to go before we fall back under the green flag. Ryan D's on pit road. Corey Sherman on pit road. Mike Massengill, Thompson Walker. Taylor Butcher Benjamin still has been absent for both of the first two races here for Blazing Pedals as the lights go out on the pace car. Inside row being led by Jason Powell to the outside. That lane going to be led by Chris Carroll. Carroll was able to pick up one spot before that caution flag came out. Now going to be starting on the side of Jason Powell. And Jason's like, why didn't I take those 4 tires, man? I think he did what he needed to do to try and get himself a good finish.
You touched on it earlier, putting yourself in position. He did that. Now he's just got to try to capitalize on that and maintain that position.
That's correct. And that inside line, man, we've seen that just not have any effect. We're going to see if that is the case here again as we get ready to go back under the green flag. Waiting for that restart zone. The box is open. Powell puts the foot down, and here we go. Back under the green flag. I swear I just saw a little bit of tire spin out of the 18, but he is able to roll on.
As what a launch by 18, Jason Powell. Brad Lawson as well. Chris Carroll looked like he may have been sleeping a little bit on the restart. He does fall right in line on the low line of third. Now he jumps to the high side.
Yeah, let's face it. That's where you want to be. That outside lane already starting to gather it up. The head of momentum. As the 99 draws in side by side with Jason Powell. Chris Carroll leads the way at the line. 10 laps to go. Dave Seats putting the push on. Ty Morosco somehow in third spot still.
I was going to say, when and how did he get back up there? Up to P3 already last week's winner. Maybe trying to bring the brooms out here, Chris. As the 14's giving some great shots to our race leader, Chris Carroll.
Morosco's got Hamlin right behind him. And Hamlin has been a decent pusher all night as Amanda Sherman drops down. So Amanda now leads the way on the inside. That should allow Jason Powell to catch back up and get on her back bumper. Amanda's having a good race. I love to see that. Caution is out one more time. No, it's not. I don't know why it's showing me that.
I was looking everywhere. I was so confused for a second. I thought maybe I was in replay, not live.
I don't know why it was showing. Oh, no! Oh, man, oh my God, it's the big one. Oh, that's it.
Amanda got turned up in front of the field, Chris. It's only Chris Carroll. Look behind. Nobody. Holy hell.
Was the big one.
That one's making race chatter.
Race chatter this coming Saturday night, 8 o'clock Eastern. Oh, my Lord. Yeah.
What happened, Chris?
I haven't brought myself to go look yet, but here we go. We're going to go for it. All right, you see them 3 wide, row 2 and 3. So that's problem number 1. Let's go through it. Amanda got a little bit loose, probably scrubbed a little bit of speed. The 18 climbed right into her back door, and all hell broke loose from there. Too many cars to count. Too much damage. As the field got what we were expecting last week. Never really happened. But that is the big one. Eighth caution of the evening, 6 laps to go. Chris Carroll, Brad Lawson, Brian Zimmerman lead the way. Zimmy has got some damage. Chris Berg right behind him. Looks like he has a complete car. Alex Harrison, the 13, looks like his Mustang is pretty complete and undamaged. John Perkins somehow is still a part of this one. Dustin Ping in the 81. You know he's going to be looking to try and get with the 66. And that's it. Those are the lead lap cars that are on track. We'll add Jason Bauer in the 9 car. Wow. Unbelievable mayhem here tonight at Atlanta. And
we may not be done yet.
Yeah. Race control's got their hands full with this one. God bless them for coming on board. Lights are off on the pace car. We still have drivers on pit road. Zimmy went down pit road. I think he realized his car wasn't going to be competitive. Wanted to get out of the way. Real heartbreaker for Amanda Sherman. She was having such a good run. Like I said, it looked like she got maybe just a little bit loose in the corner, and Powell just slapped her in the rear unceremoniously.
Absolutely. Heartbreak for the A car. Had such a good, strong run going.
Yeah, the crazy thing is, I think she's still going to win the banner. So good on her for that. But she's a competitor, and I guarantee you, she ain't happy about doing it like this. As the pace car drops down onto pit road, Chris Carroll leads the way across the Geico start line. And here we go, back under the green flag. Carroll with a good start. Berg right behind him. Now, where's Carroll going to go? Is he going to go to the top side? Yes, he does. And look who's coming on the bottom side. It's Dustin Ping. It's Ping and Berg all over again on the inside. Carroll on the outside. Carroll's got Brad Lawson and Alex Harris and John Perkins. Chris Berg has had a monster machine all night. Is he going to be able to capitalize here with 3 laps to go? Just 3 laps to go for Chris Carroll leading on the outside.
As that inside lane, though, it is starting to develop here. Which driver on the outside lane is going to want to jump down and try to lead this? It's a 63. Brad Lawson. Is he going to stay up high? Looks like you don't have a choice. The 66 got a great run here from the 81 shove as they are making their way forward.
Popsicle sticks in the air. 2 laps to go here at Atlanta. Chris Carroll continues to lead the way. Brad Lawson in the 63 trying to push the 99 to the win. On the inside, it's Chris Berg in third. Dustin Ping right behind him. Those 2 cars have been inseparable here for the race. And inseparable? Something like that. Last lap, white flag in the air, and Berg's got a little bit of a run. He's got momentum. Can he hold on to it for the entire lap? This one's going to be tight. Oh, is this one going to be tight? The 81 puts the big push on. The 63 goes to the outside. That's going to stall the outside lane, and we've got a new winner, Chris Berg. Dustin Ping brings it home second. Mike Hamlin in third. Chris Carroll brings it home in fourth. Brad Lawson fifth. May not be a new winner for Blazing Pedals, but a new winner this year, as Chris Carroll gets pushed all the way back to 4th spot in the last lap. Wow.
What
Oh,
a
wow.
drive out of Berg. What a drive from Berg and Ping. Man, oh man.
Berg and Ping all night long. You really couldn't separate the 2 cars. And what do they get for it? First and second. Awesome. Berg is going to burn the house down. Definitely not a fuel run this week, as they were able to stay in the gas the entire time. Now just looking for the drivers so we can start setting up post-race. What a run, man. All right. Looks like we have Mike Hamlin. We got to get him up here. Give us just a second as we get our post-race interviews ready to go. All right, just like that, we are ready. So let's go ahead and grab our 3rd place finisher. It's going to be Mike Hamlin.
It was the best option.
Driver of the number 80, of the number 11, Mike Hamlin. Mike, Chris, and Tanner up in the booth. You got a copy?
Yeah, I do.
Well, buddy, the car is a little less pretty than when you first started, but here you are, 3rd place. Why don't you take me through your race?
We did good. I think we got a stage win, and I think second in the second stage, I believe. And we're just trying to do what we can to keep the car alive, obviously. And I kind of got boxed in that last caution. I had like 48 seconds of damage, so went in, got it fixed, put me behind some cars that had some damage. I think the 81 was a little busted up, but all I could do was push him. I was boxed in and hope for the best, you know.
Well, it all worked out because a 3rd place finish isn't a bad way to get going here, the 2nd race of the year. Mike, who do you have on the car that you need to thank?
My buddy Jordan over at Full Sun Graphics, keeping the car looking good, and esports organization I work with, Mishmash Gaming, and then you guys up in the booth, appreciate everything you do. Michael Folk, sponsoring the league, Savage Edge, all these guys doing everything they can to keep it going. Appreciate it.
All right, buddy. Congratulations once again, bringing the 11 machine home in the third spot. And that was Mike Hamlin, driver of the number 11, bringing it home in third. Let's see if we can get our second place finisher here, Dustin Ping. Tanner, you got your mic working, bud?
I'm here, brother.
All right, here you go.
Dustin Ping, you live in True Sim Production booth. Got a copy?
Yeah, I got you.
Man, oh man, you and the 66. It seemed like once you two got linked up, got together, it was pretty much smooth sailing for y'all. Talk us through those final 5 or so laps there. It was getting a little dicey after the restart.
People were just going crazy, pushing each other. I didn't think we were going to be able to do it with all the damage I had from the last wreck. But thanks to Mike, he pushed me into Chris and led us to Chris to win. But yeah, me and Chris just came up with a game plan to get on each other's butts and just pushed each other to the front. It worked out.
I mean, that it did. Now, I got to ask the $1 million question. Was you going to step out on the 66 if you had the chance there at the end?
I don't think I could have because the way my car is basically a brick with a motor in it. So I don't. If I would have done anything, it would have just lost. I would have finished third or something. So I would have tried to just stand behind Chris most of the time. So.
Well, right on, brother. You brought it home P2 here tonight. But we got to thank him with number 81.
It was good. Good race. Appreciate the host and session and stuff. So.
Got anybody you want to shout out for the 81?
Yeah, Blackhawk Motorsports, Activa, Ping Precision Autoglass, and Konak Group, and I want to appreciate the league for the race.
Right on, brother. Well, congratulations on the P2 finisher tonight.
Appreciate it.
Dustin Ping, driver of the number 81, bringing it home in second spot, and that leaves us with one driver to talk to. It is the driver of the number 66 machine, Chris Berg. Let's get him up here in the booth. Chris, this is Chris and Tanner up in the booth. Do you have a copy?
I got you loud and clear.
Oh, my goodness, brother. You had a strong machine here tonight. What was the secret?
The secret was Mr. Dustin Ping. Me and him worked on drafting and, in practice a little bit, and knew that I could keep a steady wheel and he could push the heck out of me, and we knew we could get the bottom going, and then I think we came to the front 4 or 5 times on that bottom. So it was I owe it all to him, and especially Mike Hamlin there at the end, just shoving the crap out of him. We got it done.
Yeah, you sure did. 1, 2, 3, just like that. Chris, who do you have to thank on that number 66 machine?
First off, got to thank Ohio and Indiana Roofing, the main sponsor on the car. Everybody at Blackhawk Motorsports. This is our first 1-2 finish with me and Dustin. And Mike, he ran in Massengale. He ran into some issues a little earlier, but I mean, this is, we can't go any better for our team at Blackhawk.
Yeah, it was a great race for you, bud. Congratulations. You have just clicked your ticket into the finals.
That's awesome. And I mean, to come back, I got a speeding penalty on green flags, that last green flag pit stop, and barely got the lucky dog from the 9. And to come back and win it, I mean, I'm ecstatic.
All right, brother. Well, get yourself down there and have fun with your teammates, and we'll see you again next week.
Awesome. Thanks, everyone that sponsors the league, and you guys at the booth. Really appreciate it.
Chris Berg, driver of the number 66, bringing home the victory here tonight from Atlanta, and that is going to do it from us here at True Sim Productions. Tanner, it's been a fun one. A lot of cautions here tonight.
There was, and I hate to be the bearer of bad news, but I believe the caution trend might continue because next week, Chris, we're getting away from the big super speedway style tracks. We're going to the paperclip. We're going to Martinsville. So excited for that. Hell of a night here tonight. Shout out to Blackhawk Motorsports going 1-2, and Mike Hamlin bringing home third. And man, it's been a fun one here tonight.
Yeah, it sure has. And we're gonna go ahead and bring up the results, at least the top 18, so you can see them. And we are going to get out of here. We'll see you next week live right here on True Sim Productions. For Tanner, this has been Chris. Have a great night.